If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question, how can I overcome my social anxiety when amongst a group of people? A specific social phobia would be the fear of speaking in front of groups, whereas generalized social anxiety indicates that the person is anxious, nervous, and uncomfortable in almost all, or the majority of, social situations. Full guide, From Lonely to Social Life in 27 Days. People with social anxiety disorder know that their anxiety is irrational and does not make rational sense. The fear is not based on fact. Nevertheless, knowing something is never the same thing as believing and feeling something. Thus, in people with social anxiety, thoughts and feelings of anxiety persist and show no signs of going away. We say that anxiety is chronic in this situation. The good news is that cognitive behavioral therapy for social anxiety has been markedly successful. People who have had this anxiety problem for long periods of time have blossomed while in therapy. After therapy, people with this problem report a changed life, one that is no longer totally controlled by fear and anxiety. Social anxiety, as well as the other anxiety problems, can be successfully treated. It always bothers me when I read that a person with social anxiety is just going to learn to live with it, or learn to manage it. There is no rational reason to keep living with social anxiety. There is no rational reason to believe you must manage it the rest of your life. It is true that we who have lived with social anxiety do realize our mind is over-exaggerating, but it still feels like others are watching and judging us. Our self-consciousness is very real. If your psychologist/mental health care worker does not understand this, you know more than they do about social anxiety. It is very doubtful they will be able to help you. Secondly, the group should not be a mixed anxiety group. Although the anxiety experienced by people with anxiety disorders is the same, the treatment for each disorder is different. A social anxiety therapy group should include only people with social anxiety. While you're in the middle of this problem, it can feel hopeless. It can feel like you'll never get better. Life is just one gut-wrenching anxiety problem after another. But this can be stopped, quenched, and reduced in a relatively short period of time. It is important to find a cognitive behavioral therapist who understands and specializes in the treatment of social anxiety. It is impossible to stop a motivated person who refuses to give up practicing. The role of the therapist is to know specifically what to do and how quickly to do it. This sounds easy, but it is not. You must be practicing the right material and you must proceed at the correct pace for your own anxieties. You are more in control of this than your therapist. Today, cognitive behavioral therapy is used to treat all forms of social anxiety. With cognitive behavioral therapy, we do not wallow in the past and continually bring it up, because it doesn't do us any good. Instead, we focus on present-day problems and symptoms and use many small strategies, techniques, and methods to eradicate anxiety thinking and anxious feelings. Find more answers in a free audiobook on how to talk to anyone in the description below. No useless advice like just get out there. I mean actual useful advice from people who have really dealt with shyness and social anxiety and overcome it in their own lives.